it's Mrs. Reynolds. I wanted to talk to you today about landscapes. What is a landscape and how do we make it look like there's perspective? And also, what is perspective? So a landscape is a picture of land. It could be any kind of land all around the world. It could have water, trees, mountains, dry land, grassy areas. It's really up to whatever kind of landscapes you choose will determine what your landscape looks like. A landscape is a picture of land. You have sky area that meets the land somewhere. Where the land and the sky meet, that's called your horizon line. And then you might have a horizon line that's made of mountains, or you might have a horizon line that's very flat, made of grassy lands, or if it's water, your horizon line, then it's going to be completely straight, flat across your paper. First, you want to decide, okay, is my landscape mostly sky or is my landscape mostly land? So if I want mostly sky, then my horizon line is going to be lower on the page. If I want mostly land, then my horizon line is going to be higher on the page. I'm going to choose just right in the middle, and it's okay if it wiggles a little bit, no big deal. If I wanted to add some mountains into the background, so the background is the part that's farther away. As I get higher up on my page, the farther away from the viewer that you get. The lower on your page that you are, that's the closer you are to the viewer. So if I put some mountains back here, they're up high on my page, they're far away. Now, this mountain right now is floating in the air. It's not attached to the land. So what I need to do is make sure it either goes off the page or it comes all the way down to the land. Okay, that's gonna make it attached to the land and not just floating up in the sky. Now these are just triangles, and I could pop it out and make another triangle. Okay, so it's just triangles that I'm doing for these mountains. I could even wiggle them a little bit and they could live off the end of the page. If I want to make some mountains behind those mountains, I just start on the mountain that's in front, make a little mountain, and then bring it back down. I can't see the rest of it behind those mountains. So if I wanted some more, I can do them back there like that. And all that's left, that's all sky. Okay? If I didn't do any mountains, then all of that would have been sky. So we're just gonna make some conifer trees for our mountainy landscape. Let's start with a tree that's really, really, really close up. A little bit higher than my horizon line. I'm gonna start and I'm gonna pull a line all the way down to the bottom of the page. That means that it's gonna be the closest to us. And all I'm gonna do for this tree right now is just make some diagonal lines out to the side over here, and then some diagonal lines out to the side over here. So this tree is really, really, really close up, and you can spend some time on it here in a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is raise the tree up. So I'm gonna go up on my page, but I'm gonna make this tree a little bit smaller. So it's not gonna be super small. That wouldn't make sense for perspective. So I'm going to make it sort of a medium tree. And I'm not going to bring it all the way down to the edge of the page. So this tree is bigger. It's gone all the way down to the edge. This tree is smaller and it's a little bit higher up on the page. And then my branches of this evergreen, they're not going to be as big as this tree. And then as I get higher up on the page, my tree is going to get a lot smaller. If I wanted trees on my mountains, they're gonna be super small. Okay, because they are super far away. And I can do more trees if I want to. I just have to make sure they make sense with regards to the trees that I've already done. Like if I put a tree here and it's small, that doesn't make sense in relationship to the other trees that I've done. This tree actually is probably going to be about the same size as this tree because they're in this middle ground area, unless this is like a baby tree, something like that. So what I want to do is make it one of my medium trees so that it makes sense perspective-wise. And I could do some more small trees way back there. Make sense? Good. So now you can add some more trees if you want to, just to make your perspective sort of make more sense. If I wanted to add little bushes or something like that, down low is going to be a lot bigger. And then as I get, and these are just sort of zigzags. I don't even know if this tree would live in this kind of climate, or this bush would live in this kind of climate. I'm just practicing perspective. And then as I get farther away, it's really small. If you wanted to do like a path or a river, something like that, you would wiggle it out from your horizon line all the way down, because it's coming from far away to really close. And then far away is going to start right where you started before, but you're going to come out from it, okay? And then as I get closer and closer, it starts, this gap starts to widen more as I get closer and closer. And then as I get super close, it's a lot wider, okay? You can add some little water lines going through your river or your stream or your creek, things like that. If you wanted to add little rocks to the edge of your stream, just make sure that if you add rocks here, that they're this size, and then as you get farther away, they get smaller. Just so it'll make sense perspective-wise, okay? If you wanted to add some texture to your mountains, if you want more trees, if you want more mountainy jagged lines, things like that. If you want snow on your mountains, you might cap them, or you can just leave them white and they can be, you know, snowy mountains, things like that. If you wanted to add details into your sky, maybe it's nighttime, maybe it's daytime. It's really up to you. As you start to color, the colors that are farther away are going to be lighter, and they'll probably have like a grayish tone to them. And then as you get closer and lower on the page, they're gonna get brighter and more vivid, okay? So when you're coloring, you don't want to just sort of color everything all at once. You really wanna spend your time on each element that you're coloring and go along those edges that you've made. You spent so much time drawing the details, don't lose it just because you're adding color to it. So really spend your time going in those areas. As you get closer, you can get a little darker. So if this mountain is looking the same as the mountain that's behind it, I can darken it up by pressing a little bit harder. And I don't have to do it over the whole thing. I can just do it sort of in that area that those two touch. And then I can sort of lighten it back up. I don't have to do it over the whole thing if I don't want to. Well, maybe I want to. Just looking at it and reflecting, you might say, I do want to do that. And then, same thing with the land. Like I can grab lots of different shades of the same color. I can do different greens. As I'm farther away, maybe it's really light. And I'm not coloring on top of my trees because I want them to be their own special something. So far away, and then as I get closer, it can get a little bit darker, it can get a little more vibrant. Oops. And make sure you take your time using a high level of craftsmanship. And then as I get close, then I can get a nice bright color, make it a little more vibrant. And see how I'm sort of blending two colors together? You don't have to keep it just one color. And I'm not coloring on top of this plant, I'm going around the plant. That way I don't have to try and color over green when I get there. But see how I've changed from a lighter color to a darker color as I move closer down, okay? And then you even want to make sure your trees and bushes have their time to shine. So you don't want them to be the same as the grass, because then you can't see them, right? So take your time. I could blend in this color that I had earlier, or if that's too similar, I can find a different shade of green, or I can maybe find some browns or some yellows and blend those together, and then I can get a really nice new color. It doesn't have to be just one. You can blend a few different ones together. Hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, please let me know. And good luck and have fun making all the art. Bye.